Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Director of Football Sabotage with Livorno. Now in today's episode we are going to be facing Barcelona in the final game of our current group stage. Things are going okay in the league, not absolutely fantastic, and as you'll see by the Champions League group, we're in a bit of a pickle. So the last time we met was the victory against PSV in the Champions League. We followed that up with a 2-0 away win against Cagliari. Mammoth getting a goal and Claudio in attack midfield getting himself a goal as well. And what was a pretty easy game. And then trouble really did start. We ended up playing Juventus at home. We went 1-0 down through Moise Kean in the 50th minute. And then Milenkovic decided to get himself a straight red card in the 63rd. They got a second in the 94th minute after we had went for the game, because what's the point in just sitting back just to protect your goal difference? And unfortunately we fell to a 2-0 defeat, which sort of led on a run of fixtures that haven't went too well. So next up was Inter Milan, and they were top of the league at the time of playing. Andrea Bellotti gave them the lead early on, but Jord Banga equalised in the 17th minute. But they went back in the lead through Ferran Torres. They went 3-1 up through Weigl. Banga got himself a second goal in the 83rd minute, but it wasn't enough to get us back into the game, and Inter Milan went comfortably top after this game. We then played PSV in the away tie of our Champions League group stage, and we played out a boring 0-0 draw. Nothing much to talk about here. We then had an away game in Serie A against Torino, which we drew 1-1. They went in front through Bertrand Traoré in the 52nd minute. Jord Banga equalised in the 76th, and what was a good run of fixtures for him, but not a great run of fixtures for us. We then played Fiorentina in the league, and we were fortunate to come away with a 1-0 win. Johan Drian getting a goal from defensive midfield in the 34th minute for us, and they couldn't get back into the game despite their seeming domination. And Man City are just a step above us in terms of quality, and we played them for the second time in the Champions League and got beat 3-1 this time. We played them at home. Ranocchia scored for us in the 70th minute, which was just a consolation after Leroy Sané, Gedson Fernandez and Vladislav Shilov, who's an absolutely insane Russian striker. I'll quickly show you him now. Absolutely fantastic, 22 years old, one of the best players on the game. He got himself a goal as well. They signed him for £28 million. That's a bit of a bargain. He's not doing great for them this season, but he did score for them in this game. And Johnsgaard actually got on with 15 minutes to go. He got on the pitch. I am hoping that he's going to get disillusioned shortly. He's getting some game time in the Premier League, but he's not a regular starter. But he is classed as a rotation player for them. But I am always keeping an eye just in case he gets listed. We followed up the humiliation against Manchester City and humiliated Roma away from home. Zach, Banga and Mammarella with the goals for us. It was a really great display from our attack and front three after they had quite a quiet patch, particularly the strikers. And Mammarella's, he's doing good for us. And finally, probably the worst result of them all actually was a 0-0 home draw against Frosinone. We didn't create enough opportunities or chances in this game to get ourselves in front, so we unfortunately only get a point. And all of that sees the Serie A looking like this. We are in 4th position, but we're only 1 point clear of Milan, who have a game in hand. So it's highly likely that we will drop to 5th position once that game is played. And in terms of the Champions League group, this is how things stand. Manchester City are already qualified top of the group. Barcelona are currently 2 points above us, and we play them away from home today. So if we were to win somehow, we would finish second. But the key thing is we want Manchester City to beat PSV to guarantee ourselves 3rd place and Europa League football in the second half of the season. So this is how we're going to line up for today's game against Barcelona. Dullo will start in goal, Ivanovic, Carpano, Kovacs and Martinez in defence. Drian, Milenkovic and Fernandez in the centre of midfield with Banga, Mammarella and Zach leading the line. So we kick off early doors, 40 seconds in now. We are shooting from right to left. We are away from home, so it's always going to be a difficult match. Whether this is an opportunity or not, I'm not sure. No, it's going to be a corner for us. But yeah, I'm not really expecting anything from this match. We drew with Barcelona in the home tie, so we can compete with them, but away from home, I think there might be a little bit too much as Coutinho comes forward from the right-hand side. It looks like we're going to get a clear, and that is the end of highlight. But yeah, I expect Barcelona to beat us here. We're going to actually get the latest scores up, and we'll try and keep an eye on the Man City PSV game. And Man City are 1-0 up already, which is absolutely fantastic for us 8 minutes in. If things stay as they are, we're going through to the Europa League. If we can pull off an upset, we're going in the knockout stages. Highlight now as Barcelona come forward down this left-hand side. Havertz with a great ball through to Hatimi. He's in behind, and what a save that was by Dullo, keeping us in the match. First half has definitely gone Barcelona's way in terms of momentum, but they haven't made their momentum count just yet, so we're looking good. We'll go to the counter and we'll kick off for the second half. Highlight now, Barcelona on the ball again, attacking. What a strike that was, and Dullo with an excellent save going down to his left-hand side to keep Barcelona at bay. And it's now 3-0 in the Man City PSV game, so we're absolutely guaranteed third place now. We might as well go for this. We are going to make some changes. We're going to get Belanzioli and Crociati on for Ivanovic and Milenkovic. And we're going to go attacking. Highlight now with 20 minutes to go, and Barcelona pick up the loose ball from our own throw-in, and the go for goal again, but it goes just wide. Belanzioli with a long ball over the top, and Umtiti clears it quite easily as Coutinho brings it down, and they can work their way down this left-hand side with Hoyer. Back to Coutinho, a lot of space on the right-hand side if they decide to switch the player, but it looks like they don't even need to with the short, intricate passing as De Jong's on the edge. Takes a strike again, and Barcelona are getting opportunities here, but they're not taking them, and unfortunately, it might only need one, lads. Come on. With 10 minutes to go, we'll make our final substitution. We're going to get Darian Schmidt on for Zach to see if he can do anything up top. 5 minutes to go, and there's another highlight, and this time Barcelona give the ball away, but Belanzioli, his typical trademark move if you've been watching this series, he likes to head it back to them. Malcolm on the edge. Very, very close. Go very attacking for the last few minutes. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like pretty much anything we do is going to cause us to have a chance. De Jong now go and mess it up to Stegen. Of course, they're not going to win that header. Oh, we've lost it. Ingler comes forward for Barcelona. Coutinho, lovely through ball for Malcolm. He's in, and he's missed again. 10 seconds remain. This is likely to be the end of match. No goals scored for either side. Barcelona completely dominating this match. But there was always that little hint of hope that we might have made it through to the Champions League knockout stages. But it's not to be for this season. But we are going to be playing European football in the second half of this season. And there's the confirmation in terms of the league table. PSV did indeed get beat by Manchester City 3-0. We finished third, Barcelona finished second. I think we can be relatively pleased with our opening campaign in the Champions League. Obviously having Man City and Barcelona in your group is not an ideal way to start if you want to actually progress into the knockout rounds. But only getting beat twice, both times off Manchester City. 3 draws is a little disappointing, but 2 against Barcelona is great. If we could have turned that PSV one into a win, it would have been a little bit better. But we'll take it. Going into the Europa League knockouts, I think we might, depending on which other teams have went in, we might actually have an opportunity to win this. Doesn't look like Juventus have been in it, so there's the one to look out for. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. So looking forward to the next episode. We are in December now, so the next episode is going to be the January transfer window. I'm not sure whether that Palermo game actually falls into the parameters of the January transfer window. But if it does, we'll play that game as well. We're currently sitting on £16 million in terms of the transfer funds available for the January transfer window. We do have a number of players joining the club who are youngsters. We'll have to see if any of them can make the first team squad when they arrive. In terms of players who are currently wanted, Carpanu is still wanted by Man United, Spurs and Wolves. Filippo Ranocchia has requested a transfer. Bologna, Crotone and Torino interested in him. Tagliapietra is always wanting, somebody's always interested, usually for a loan, but it looks like somebody wants him on a permanent deal. The issue with Ranocchia and Tagliapietra in particular, they're both Italian, so they both qualify for our European registration rules. So if we were to sell them, we would have to replace them with an Italian player or an Italian-based player, purely because we are on the cusp of not being able to register a full squad. Anyway, if you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you're enjoying my content, get yourself subscribed. But until next time, take it easy.